I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call the February 9th City Council meeting to order. Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Bell.
Here.
Ball.
Here.
Gerhardsman.
Here.
Jaworski.
Here.
Kowski.
She's excused.
Levon.
Here.
Thielman.
Here.
Reading approval of the minutes.
Council President, I'll make a motion to allow Councilman Thielman to abstain from voting on the meeting minutes of January 26th, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Levon, seconded by Councilman Bella to allow Councilman Thielman to abstain from voting on the City Council minutes from January 26, 2026. Discussion? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Bell.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardsman.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Levon, seconded by Councilman Balla to approve the council minutes from January 26, 2026 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Bell.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardsman.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Abstain.
Reports and communications from the mayor.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so I have, well, I'll mention this first. The CRA Housing Officer. This evening, I will appoint our new Assistant Finance Director as the CRA Housing Officer. As our former AFD is no longer with the city, we need to make this update to designate Ms. Schuster to this position. All right, bad news, good news. The bad news is I was notified last week by Father Bob Steck, and the fest will not be coming this year. So this is strictly financial. I know there a couple rumors came out that there was an incident or a problem last year, and that no, our police handled that problem before it was even a problem. So no, this was financial. Their savings so far is $250,000 by using Lake Erie Crusher Stadium. The biggest ones were power and porta potties, amongst other things. So they took the fest elsewhere, I want to say during the COVID year, one of the years, and it didn't work out, and they came back. So he said there was potential that he was very sad he couldn't be here, but the costs were killing them. So he just wanted to let us know, and they will be missed, and hopefully they will return next year and they get their money right. Now for the good news. For those who weren't aware, the city of Wickliffe had a huge win. Obviously, those saw in the media and social media about Lubrizol. Lubrizol announced that they are going to be investing millions to modernize and make the super lab of the future here. There were other locations that they were going to choose from, and so I want to, in the paper and when I was quoted, they kind of cut my quote, so now I have the time to thank who I need to thank. It takes a village, first of all, and the village stepped up unbelievably. Starts with city council, the swiftness and the direness that you guys took. We all came together, you guys all came together and stepped up so swiftly and got that done, and everybody agreed how important Lubrizol is to the community. Finance director made us, he didn't even work here yet when he got the phone call that he had to start working on some things with Lubrizol. So before he even clocked in, he put a lot of time, and I really appreciate and value what he had in the contacts with the county. Pat Mahorsic, so crucial with it used to be the Port Authority, now Lake Development Authority. And then all the way down to Lake County Commissioners and Team Neo and Jobs Ohio and the governor. I just wanted everybody to get notice that that was such a big win for us. And the project should be completed within the next year or two, and integrating all these jobs that are coming. And they're pretty high salary jobs too. So I just want to say thank you to Lubrizol and Wickliffe. This was big. So, and thank you to all of you as well. And that's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the mayor? Thank you, Mayor. The law director Ayusu's been excused for the night, so the city prosecutor, Mike Kenny, is in his place. Is there any comments for the city prosecutor, questions? Any communications, Director?
Thank you, Council President. No, we have no communications other than what you probably already know.
All right, thank you. Reports and communications from the Council President, I have none. Additions or amendments to the agenda? Councilman Jaworski.
I'd like to add Cindy Drive under, let's say, point B for new business.
All right, we'll add Cindy Drive to new business B. Any other additions or amendments to the agenda? Okay, we will go to the administrators. Police Chief Bush.
Thank you, Council President Hartstein. The only thing I have to add to my written report is that the next council meeting will be swearing in a new officer for my lateral transfer. He's coming from the Sheriff's Department, so that's good news for us.
Any questions or comments for the Police Chief? Thank you, Chief. Oh, I do have one. How many does that, when you hire this gentleman on the 23rd, how many does that make you down?
2.
2 more?
Yes.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Fire Chief Grossman.
Thank you, Council President. We ended January with 284 calls for service, 911. It's about a 10-15% increase from our normal monthly average. We did have the one structure fire that I previously reported to council. Most of it is in EMS. We have seen those extended wait times at certain hospitals, and then discussing with the safety director, Mayor, we've started to call problematic hospitals before we'll transport there to make sure they have beds available. Otherwise, we'll offer alternatives which are within our area that we can transport to. So that's some way that we've been trying to make sure that we aren't sitting at the hospital with half the department for an hour and a half or sometimes 2 hours waiting for a bed. So at this point, the residents have all been understanding and cooperative, and we've been able to do that when we've needed to. So we'll continue to do that through this flu, cold, COVID season until hopefully things lighten up a little bit. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Is there any questions or comments for the Fire Chief? Thank you, Chief Grossman. Finance Director Matus.
Thank you, President Hartstein. I just wanted to update council. I just got the bank statement on Thursday. I did get it all balanced. You will be receiving the January month-end report either tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest with that. Next Tuesday, we do have a meeting, committee meeting for the budget, with probably our last discussion about capital, putting it all together with the finance part of that. And then we'll have the first reading hopefully at the next council meeting on the 23rd. Thank you.
I have one question or a statement. So the finance director and myself have been working on a spreadsheet that you guys probably got copies of. We were trying to make the capital improvement list a little easier to read for the finance committee meeting. If anybody has any questions or has not received that spreadsheet, could you please make sure you contact the finance director so everybody has that for the next meeting. Is there any questions or comments for the finance director? Thank you, Mr. Matus.
Thank you.
City Engineer Formica.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing to add to my written report.
Any questions or comments for the City Engineer? Thank you, Mr. Formica. Service Director Krofcheck.
Thank you, Council President. I do have something to add. The mayor and I met with Kimball about 2 weeks ago. The garbage contract is coming up this year. We have a couple options. We can either renew with Kimball or we can throw it out to bid and kind of like want to see what you guys want to do. We can put into a committee and talk about it and see what, just go from there.
We can clearly put when does the contract expire for Kimball? Do you have a date?
It would be this December of 25.
It expired already?
I'm sorry, it's 26. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 26.
So I'll put Kimball negotiate. Did Kimball send you a updated quote for the upcoming contract?
They did not. They did not send it.
Will they be sending you an idea on what the increase would be if we renew?
They said they would, didn't they? They mentioned that they would, and because there's an increase, there's an increase every single year since we signed the contract, so I'm sure there's gonna be an increase for it, going up to this one too.
Well, I will put the Kimball contract in the committee of the whole, and then as soon as you receive the quotes from Kimball, if you will notify us at a council meeting, we will call a committee of the whole to discuss that.
Absolutely.
Any questions or comments for the service director? Thank you, sir. Building Commissioner Capra.
Thank you, Council President. I do want to add a couple things. A little bit of updating on the old ABD building demolition. Talked to the contractor, and I was just trying to get a target date of this completion. He's saying probably around the end of April. The cold weather's kind of putting a damper on things. Equipment isn't working as great, but he's adding, hopefully he'll be done around the end of April. I also spoke with the owner of the Circle K. It's been taking a little bit of time. His target of opening is in May. Again, the weather's kind of holding everybody back. And that is all I have right now. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for the building commissioner? Thank you, sir. Recreation Director Stock.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I have nothing to add to my written report.
Any questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Thank you, Mr. Stock. We will now open the floor for audience participation. If anybody would like to address Wickliffe City Council, they should stand, be recognized, state their name and address for the clerk's record. Since these meetings are being recorded and streamed live, the clerk has a microphone that must be used. Each person will have a 5-minute maximum for their comments, which should be addressed to the council or the mayor and not the administrators. Would anybody like to address City Council? Would anybody like to address City Council? We will mark our audience participation closed, and we will go on to committee reports. Mr. Bell.
Okay, Parks and Property Committee met on Monday, February 2nd, 2026 at 6 o'clock to discuss the Parks and Recreation Commission 2025 recommendations, 2026. Recommendations and Colby Park gazebo. President was Ball, Garstein, Levon, Thielman, Mayor, Backus, Bush, Formica, Krofchuk, Matus, Capra, Stop, Grossman. Excused was Koski and Jaworski. We discussed as a ramp repair at our park for $5,000, the playground perimeter replacement at $5,000 to $6,000 per park, new playground structures at Colby for $100,000. These items are moved into the Finance Committee for further consideration. Grants will be looked at into certain parks to offset some of the costs. Additional consideration is a Colby tennis courts and basketball courts rehab at $65,000. Mayor will talk to the school to help on the tennis courts with the cost. Senior center, $6,000 and lobby updates, $8,000 floor scrubber and $6,000 for billiards tables. The committee was okay with the billiards tables at $6,000, and Tim is going to ask the senior board to purchase the floor scrubber from the senior fund. Pavilion proposal, we have 3 proposals at roughly $175,000. True Line will donate $75,000, and Jab will donate the cement. This will be built where the old concession stand building sits. Items A, B, and C will remain in the committee until we get solid numbers with the exception of the billiards tables. The committee was okay with the billiards tables at $6,000, and this item is reported out of committee. Meeting adjourned at 6:55, respectfully submitted. James Ballot.
So we will move the ramp repair, the playground perimeter replacement, the playground structures at Colby, and the billiard tables for the senior center. They will all be moved to the Finance Committee, and the Colby tennis courts, the basketball courts, the lobby updates, and the scrubber will all remain in that committee. And Shane, Clerk, I'd like to amend the task sheet, because we have the tennis courts also in the Finance Committee. They shouldn't be in two. So we'll, since Mr. Bala has those already in Parks and Property, we will just move that one heading over to Parks and Property. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Is that okay, Jim?
Yes, fine.
We're moving it to Parks and Properties?
The tennis courts from the Finance Department,
Okay,
it's because it's already in Mr. Bala's committee.
okay.
Can I call another meeting on Tuesday before the Finance Committee meeting for discussion on the,
Well, you could, but it won't be able to be reported out and then reported back into Finance for the same meeting that same night.
I can't do that. Okay. But we'll have. a
You can
meeting.
call another meeting, but
No, the other-
you just
yeah.
won't, maybe I'll have time
Yeah,
to
to-
report it out to be put on the agenda for the Finance Committee prior to posting.
Okay, well, I just want to talk about the pavilion proposal,
Okay.
so.
You still want to call? Well,
Yeah.
you can, when during miscellaneous, you could call for another
Okay.
meeting if you'd like. All right? Safety Service and Equipment Committee,
Yes, thank you, Mr. Council President. The Service and Special Equipment Committee of the Wickliffe City Council is called to order at 6:55 PM in Wickliffe Council Chambers, Wickliffe City Hall. Committee members present, Thielman, Jaworski, Hartstein, Ball. Other council members present, Levon Bala. Also present, Mayor Sakis, Finance Director Ramirez, Service Director Krofcheck, Building Commissioner Capra, Recreation Director Stott, Police Chief Bush, Fire Chief Grossman, and City Engineer Famika. Excused, Councilmember Koski. Chairperson Thielman opened the meeting, announced that the purpose of the meeting was to review and discuss 2026 capital requests for the Service Department. Service Director Krofcheck led the discussion by reviewing his previously submitted capital requests as follows. AT-450 Bobcat articulating tractor at $42,110. Big truck tire mounting lift costs $26,000. Buyout of Unit 8 enterprise lease costs $23,300. Sewer Vector refurbishment $250,000. Buyout of another enterprise truck lease at $16,890. Total request $358,300. Following discussion, the committee members unanimously agreed to report all listed items out of the Service and Special Equipment Committee and request that they be forwarded to the Finance Committee for final review and consideration as part of the 2026 capital budget. There being no further business, meeting was adjourned at 7:12 PM.
so we will add to the Finance Committee an AT-450 Bobcat tractor, a big truck lift tire mounting system, the buyout of Unit 8, the sewer vac all refurbishment, and a buyout of a lease truck from Enterprise from the Service Committee. Safety Committee.
The Safety Committee met on February 2nd, 2026 at 7:13 PM. Purpose was the fire and police capital requests. Present, Bala, Ball, Hartstein, Jaworski, Levon, Thielman. Excused, Koski. Also present, Sakis, Bush, Formica, Krofcheck, Matus, Capra, Stop, Grossman. Chief Grossman presented his fire department capital request. He asked the committee to consider 4 sets of firefighting gear at a cost of approximately $4,000 per set, leased vehicle buyout at a cost of approximately $16,400, and replacement of the 1999 KME ladder truck at a cost of approximately $1,925,000. Councilman Levon stated that the previous finance director had started a 5-year capital request plan, and one of the items was the ladder truck, so I'm not sure we can consider the request for this piece of equipment in this meeting, but it should be part of future meetings when we discuss capital items as a whole based on the current finance director's recommendations. Councilman Hartstein recommended that we set aside $100,000 to the fire department. Councilman Jaworski asked that we define it as fire vehicle set aside. The committee agreed to both recommendations. Hartstein also asked how much we currently have set aside for the fire department. Grossman advised that we have $220,000 set aside for fire vehicles. The committee recommends to the Finance Committee that they consider the fire capital recommendations of the 4 sets of firefighting gear, the leased vehicle buyout, and a set aside totaling approximately $132,400. Chief Bush presented his police department capital requests. He asked the committee to consider 2 police vehicles at a cost of approximately $46,300 each, vehicle equipment installation and striping for the above vehicles at approximately $19,400 each, IFAK trauma kits, pouches at a cost of $6,947.66, computer upgrades and UPS at a cost of approximately $15,000, Z-Tron set aside for $60,000, and lease vehicle buyout at a cost of approximately $16,200. Bush stated that the police portion of the Z-Tron system today would be approximately $160,000, which doesn't even include warranty, and is expected to increase in 2027, which is why we'd like to set aside money in 2026. Chief Grossman added that the fire department also uses Z-Tron. Jaworski asked what the fire portion would cost. Grossman advised that he would look into it. Chief Bush added that he originally wanted a drone kit at a cost of approximately $7,000, but our current president has banned Chinese drones, and the cost of American-made drones are too expensive, so he's redacting that request. Chief Bush also advised his recommendations for purchases out of the Law Enforcement Trust Fund. Detective unmarked vehicle with equipment installation at a cost of approximately $37,000. Fitness equipment for the police station at a cost of approximately $4,000. A negotiator, juvenile, FBI, and patrol conferences at a cost of approximately $7,500. The committee recommends to the Finance Committee that it consider the police capital recommendations of 2 police vehicles, including equipment install and striping, IFAK trauma kits pouches, computer upgrades, Z-Tron set aside, and a lease vehicle buyout totaling approximately $229,500, as well as fitness equipment conferences and a detective unmarked vehicle, including equipment install at a cost of approximately $48,500 out of the Law Enforcement Trust Fund. The committee had no objections to the proposed requests and recommends them to the Finance Committee for discussion and approval. Both the fire and police capital requests are both reported out of committee. Meeting adjourned at 7:29. Respectfully submitted, Vice Chairman.
So we will move the 2 police vehicles, the vehicle equipment installation, the trauma kits, the computer upgrades, the Z-Tron set aside, the lease buyout equipment, the 4 sets of firefighters gear, the leased vehicle buyout for the fire department, the ladder truck for the fire department, along with the exercise equipment, the conferences cost, the detective's unmarked vehicle. Those will all be reported out and then moved into the Finance Committee for the next meeting. Finance Committee met on February 2nd, 2026. The meeting was called to order at 7:30 p.m. The purpose was to discuss the 2026 city budget. Present was Bala, Gerhardstein, Ball, Jaworski, Levon, and Thielman. Also present, Mayor Sakis, Building Commissioner Capra, Finance Director Matus, Service Director Krofcheck, Police Chief Bush, Fire Chief Grossman, Recreation Director Stop, City Engineer Formica, Councilwoman Koski, and Law Director Ayusu were excused. The committee started first with confirming all the adjustments from the January 20th meeting that they were complete. The adjustments that were made to the following lines: the mayor's expense line, the website marketing line, general government other line, part-time fire inspector line, adult cannabis revenue line. The committee then resumed work on the budget on the expense side where they had left off on the January 20th meeting. The committee made minor adjustments on a few lines and completed the review of the budget. The committee asked the finance director to make the necessary adjustments to the budget. The finance director said he would have all the revisions done this week and send copies out to everyone. The Finance Committee will meet one more time February 17th, 2026 to discuss the capital improvement requests from all departments and finalize the budget. The budget will remain in the committee. The meeting adjourned at 8:02 p.m. Respectfully submitted. Improvement Committee.
Improvement Committee met on February 2nd. Members present: Jaworski, Gerhardstein, Levon, Ball, Bala, and Thielman. Others: Mayor Sakis, Chief Bush, Engineer Formica, Service Director Krofcheck, Finance Director Mattis, Building Commissioner Capra, Recreation Director Stopp, and Chief Grossman excused Koski. Meeting called to order at 8:03 p.m. The purpose was to discuss the 2026 road program. Engineer Formica discussed the spreadsheet provided to council and gave a brief overview of the Euclid Avenue project, which will begin sometime after July 1st and cost approximately $5,100,900. This project is a partnership between Wickliffe, Willoughby, and Willowick. The 2 neighboring cities will pay approximately 24% of the total cost, or about $250,000. The city of Wickliffe has received more than enough funding to cover the cost of this project. However, the Ohio Department of Transportation is still making the city pay approximately $900,000. Councilman Thielman questioned if there was a way to change the scope of the project in order to maximize the use of those funds. He suggested reaching out to Representative David Joyce to see if the grant the congressman obtained could be used for other aspects of Euclid Avenue projects, such as curbs or sidewalks. Councilman Jaworski's added traffic controllers and lights to that list as well. There is also a streetscaping aspect to this project from Bellevue to East 300th Street. NOACA is covering 75% of the approximately $1,113,900 project. The city share is approximately $275,625. Councilman Hartstein asked, in what year will the city need to pay its share? And Engineer Formica replied, 2026. Councilman Levon suggested the city spend $100,000 on joint repair. Engineer Formica noted that the joint repair program was created to be the first of 2 steps, with the second being topping off the street with asphalt. However, this has never been done yet. Engineer Formica then discussed the East 300th Street project, which would be about $565,000 for grind and overlay. Councilman Hartstein suggested waiting a year for any work to be performed on Lincoln Road in order to let the developer finish building all the homes and townhomes on the property. Engineer Formica then talked about the East 290th project, which would be a cost of $487,000 for joint repair, grind, and overlay. Councilman Ballas suggested doing Kennedy Drive at a cost of approximately $348,200 for grind and overlay plus curb and gutter. This would be done at the same time as East 300th Street. Councilman Hartstein stated that he wanted the senior center parking lot seal coated. This will cost approximately $82,800. The committee unanimously recommended the following for the 2026 road program. Euclid Avenue resurfacing from the city's western border to State Route 91. Euclid Avenue streetscape from Bellevue Street to East 300th Street. East 300th grind overlay from Euclid Avenue to Ridge Road. Kennedy Drive grind overlay curb gutter. East 290th joint repair grind overlay from Euclid Avenue to Ridge Road. And senior center parking lot seal coating. The committee also recommended to spend $100,000 for the 2026 joint program, which will be separate from the road program. Both items are recommended to be placed into the Finance Committee for further discussion. The 2026 road program is reported out of committee. Meeting adjourned at 8:32 p.m. Respectfully submitted.
So we will add the Euclid Avenue resurfacing, the Euclid Avenue streetscape, the East 300 grind overlay, the Kennedy Drive grind overlay, the East 290th joint repair grind overlay, and the senior center parking lot seal coating to the Finance Committee.
Mr. Council President, the 2026 joint program as well.
Okay, we will add the 2026 joint program also to the Finance Committee. Thank you, Councilman Jordan. Any commission reports? We move on to any old business. New business A, appointment of the CRA housing officer, Tara Schuster. Mayor?
Thank you, Council President. I would like to appoint Miss Tara Schuster as the CRA housing officer for the city of Wickliffe, Ohio.
I'll make a motion to reaffirm the mayor's appointment of Tara Schuster as a CRA housing officer.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Levon, seconded by Councilman Balla to affirm the Mayor Sackis' appointment of Ms. Tara Schuster as a CRA housing officer for the city of Wickliffe. Discussion? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Bill.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
New business B, Cindy Drive.
Thank you,
Councilman
Mr.
Jaworski.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. The Improvement Committee made we overlooked Cindy Drive, which is essentially the connecting road between Kennedy and East 300th Street, and it makes sense that if we're doing Kennedy and East 300th Street, that we take care of Cindy as well. It's gonna be, I think, especially important for the service department when they're plowing, so they don't tear up either of those 2 new roads. So I ask that we add that to the Finance Committee as well to be discussed as part of the 2026 road program.
Is there any council objections to adding Cindy Drive to the 2026 road improvement recommendations? Okay, we will add Cindy Drive to the 2026 road improvement recommendations into the Finance Committee. And we'll discuss that at the next meeting. We'll move on to ordinances.
Ordinance number 2026-03, an ordinance dedicating Old School Way as a public thoroughfare in the city of Wickliffe, Ohio. This is the second reading. Ordinance number 2026-04. An ordinance providing appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio for the period beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending March 31st, 2026.
Suspension.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Ballard to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2026-04 on third and final reading. Discussion? I'm gonna make a, Finance Director Matus, would you please explain that appropriation, please?
Yes, this was one that we brought up that we just got notice of. We owe the Ohio Department back some money for, we owed $898,000 last year. It's a net profit tax. This year it was $491,000. It's $490,000. I asked council to increase it $491,000. We're required to repay them within 30 days. So we got the letter on January 13th. So that's why we have to do this prior to the temporary being passed in March.
Any other discussions on the suspension? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Ballard.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes. Adoption.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Ballard, that ordinance 2026-04 be adopted. Discussion? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Ballard.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Motion passes. Resolutions?
Resolution number 2026-01, a resolution authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council, NOPEC, 2026 Energized Community Grants Funds and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to suspend the rules of council and place resolution 2026-01 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Ballard.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes. Adoption.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Ballard, that resolution 2026-02 be adopted as presented. Discussion? Sandy, can you please call the roll?
Ballard.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Any other legislation? Miscellaneous?
And I just shame on me, when I was going through the thanks for the Luberzall situation, I have to include fire and police chief. The CEO made a comment to me that very grateful in the city of Wickliffe for an issue that was solved by the police department, and they couldn't feel much safer. And so that goes a long way. Wanted to thank you publicly, and just all the training that the fire department does for their little fire team that they have involved. And I just wanted to get that out there because I forgot to thank you guys. That's all.
Thank you, Mayor. Miscellaneous?
Yeah, I'd like to call a meeting on the 17th for the Parks and Property Committee to talk about basketball courts and pavilion at the Colby Park.
Basketball courts and the I'm sorry, Mr. Ballard?
Oh, the pavilion proposal at Colby Park.
What time, sir?
You guys good at 6? No? Okay.
I can do 7.
Are we already at 6?
The finance, I don't think the finance committee has been called yet.
No, I was waiting for, are you in Parks and Property, or Mr. Jaworski?
I don't know.
He is not.
Oh, then it doesn't matter.
What time would you be here?
I can be here at 7.
So we'll, go ahead and call yours for 6 o'clock. Is that, can everybody that's in Parks and Property make it at 6?
Yes.
Yes.
And then we'll, if we have to wait, we'll wait for Mr. Jaworski to start the Finance Committee meeting after yours is when Mr.
Okay.
Jaworski gets here.
Okay.
So, I mean, my Finance Committee will follow yours, is, you know,
I'll try to
Until-
get here.
when Mr. Jaworski gets here, we'll start the finance, no later than 7 o'clock. So if he's here early, we'll start it earlier than that.
Mr. Hartstein, Finance Committee is the 2026 budget, yes?
It's the 17th, I'm sorry?
The topics for,
Oh, the topic for the Finance Committee meeting will be, you want me to list them all? We can, or you would like me to give you the cliff notes for that?
okay,
I will give you, so it'll be the 2026 budget.
okay.
Let me get my notes here, Sandy, and I'll give them to you.
That's fine.
We will be discussing the ramp repair, the playground perimeter, the new playground structures at Colby, the pool tables at the senior center. We'll be discussing the AT-40 Bobcat, the truck tire mounting lift, the buyout of Unit 8, the sewer vac refurbishment, and the buyout of a leased truck that's in the service department currently, the 4 sets of firefighting gear, the lease buyout for the pickup at the fire department, the ladder truck, 2 police vehicles, the equipment that goes in those, the trauma kits, the computer upgrades, the Zephron set aside, and the lease truck that the police department has, along with their detective's unmarked card, their fitness equipment, and their negotiator juvenile conferences. We'll also be discussing the 2026 road budget, which included Euclid Avenue resurfacing, this Euclid Avenue streetscape, the 300 grinding, the Kennedy Drive overlay, the City Drive overlay, 290th joint repair, the senior center resealing. Did I cover everybody's committee? Please don't let me skip one, because if it's not on there.
2026 joint repair.
The 2026
Cindy
joint,
Drive.
joint repair program,
Cindy Drive.
Kennedy Drive. I think I mentioned Kennedy, I could have missed it, but thank you. Did I miss anybody's recommendations out of their committees for that meeting? If there's no other, Mr. Thielman.
Yeah, I'll just, I'd like to congratulate the mayor also, since he mentioned it, just on the Lubrizol win. And you stumbled on a good point there when you're congratulating the chiefs on their service to our community and how they interact with the public. We don't have an economic development department here. I mean, that's a role that you took on, and I appreciate the efforts that you did in saving Lubrizol here in the community. But we're all involved in economic development, how Mr. Krofchuk's department interacts with the public, how Dino's interacts with the public. They're all important aspects of economic development. I also like to point out former council president Ed Levan's role in those meetings. Thank you to him. And the amount of transparency you gave to council immediately and the seriousness that we all tackled it. Mr. Matus also, and the county, and all the other people you mentioned. I'm thankful to the governor. So big win for Wickliffe. I was just reading some articles in the Sun journals for, Brecksville and stuff, and it's those articles that you hate to read in your own community about them losing 400 or 500 jobs and what are they going to do with this site and stuff like that. And it was their number 2 taxpayer or something, 3 tax. I can't. It was like, it just felt good that we were on the win for a change. So that was good. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ed. Any other comments? I have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Levon, seconded by Councilman Bala, that we adjourn the meeting. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bill?
Yes?
Paul?
Yes.
Your Hartstein?
Yes.
Jaworski?
Yes.
Levon?
Yes.
Seelman?
Yes.